The Oil Man and His Parrot. A story from Rumi Masnavi. Have you ever blamed yourself for something that was never really your fault? Have you ever suffered because you misunderstood a situation or judged it too quickly? Rumi tells us that many of our problems do not come from bad intentions, but from lack of understanding. Today's story is short, simple, and humorous on the surface, yet very deep in meaning. This is The Oil Man and His Parrot, the second story of Rumi's Masnavi. Once upon a time, there lived an oil man. He owned a shop filled with jars of oil, and in that shop, he kept a beautiful parrot. The parrot was not just a bird. It was intelligent, talkative, and lively. The oil man loved this parrot deeply. It was his companion during long days of work. The parrot would speak, joke, and keep the shop alive. One day, the oil man stepped out of the shop for a short while. During his absence, a cat entered the shop. The parrot, frightened by the cat, panicked. In its fear, it flapped wildly and knocked over a large jar of oil. Oil spilled everywhere. When the oil man returned and saw the mess, his heart filled with anger. Without thinking, without asking what had happened, he struck the parrot on the head. The blow did not kill the parrot, but it had consequences. The parrot lost its feathers on its head and became completely bald. More painful than that, the parrot stopped talking. Days passed. The oil man felt deep regret. He missed the voice of his companion. He apologized. He begged. But the parrot remained silent. One day, a bald man walked past the shop. The parrot suddenly spoke. It called out to the man and said that he must also have spilled oil and been beaten like the parrot. Everyone laughed, but the oil man froze. In that moment, he understood. The parrot had made a connection based only on appearance. Bald head meant punishment. Punishment meant spilled oil. The parrot did not know that the man was bald for an entirely different reason. Rumi pauses here and gently turns the mirror toward us. How often do we do the same thing? We see someone suffering and assume we know the reason. We see someone quiet and think they are proud. We see someone angry and assume they are cruel. But we judge based on appearances, not truth. The oil man acted in anger without understanding. The parrot judged the bald man without knowledge. Both were wrong. Rumi is teaching us about haste, quick judgments, quick anger, quick conclusions. He reminds us that wisdom requires patience. Understanding requires listening. Silence may hide pain, not arrogance. Calamity may hide innocence, not guilt. In daily life, we often react before we reflect. We punish before we understand. We criticize before we ask. We assume before we listen. And once trust is broken, words may disappear, just like the parrot's voice. Rumi shows us that a single careless moment can silence something precious. This story also warns us about interpreting spiritual signs. Not every hardship is punishment. Not every loss is failure. Not every silence is emptiness. Sometimes, we see the result, but never the cause. And when we confuse the two, we hurt others and ourselves. This simple story holds a powerful lesson. Before you react, pause. Before you judge, ask. Before you punish, understand. Wisdom does not rush. The parrot lost its voice, but the oil man gained insight. And that insight is now passed on to us. This story reminds us to be gentle with others because we do not know their full story and creates regret. It encourages patience before judgment and listening before reaction. It warns us not to confuse appearances with truth in people or in life. If this story made you reflect, please like this video so others can find it. Share your thoughts in the comments. Your voice matters here. Subscribe to the channel to support the channel and continue exploring timeless wisdom together. Thank you for listening. May your words be guided by understanding and your heart by patience.